Welcome to our Insurance, Investments, and All About Town podcast. Our podcast is dedicated to empowering listeners with knowledge they need to navigate home and auto insurance, health insurance, make smart investment decisions, and stay informed about local happenings. We provide insights and practical advice, helping you preserve your financial future while staying connected to your community. Tune in as we break down complex topics into actionable steps for a better informed life. Well, welcome.
Thank you. Here we are again.
I'm Eric Sporing with ECS Capital Investments. To my left here is my podcast partner in crime, Tara Lavelle. Our special guest today is one Mr. Bill Fickle.
Hello.
With Side Pockets Bar and Grill here in Blue Springs.
Nice to have you, Bill.
Yeah, thrilled to be here. Thank you.
Yeah. So episode 11.
Can't believe it.
Can't believe it either.
Yep.
Episode
Can't
11.
believe it.
I know. We've made it this far.
Yes.
So I think today we were going to do a little bit, we'll talk about some fun, exciting things happening in Blue Springs. That's why Bill's here today. No Side Pockets, you have Side Pockets Bar and Grill, but you're the chairman of the Fall Fun Fest.
Yes, sir.
And so we were going to talk about that today. I was going to talk about a little bit mid-year outlook, where we're at, and where we could see the markets going here in the second half of this year. And then you were going to talk about, I know, fourth quarter enrollment. That's so exciting and fun for you.
Yeah, my life's about to get really crazy. So talk through kind of what fourth quarter looks like for everyone in health insurance, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
You ready for me to start?
Well, why don't you just kick it off?
Okay,
Let's go.
Let's get into it.
Yeah.
So fourth quarter for me, like we've said before, always crazy. So when it comes to, I'll start with employee benefits, right? Let's start there first. So most employers, or many employers, have a January 1 renewal date on their employee benefits package. So what that creates is a really chaotic fourth quarter for me as we help business owners navigate that. So, at renewal time, maybe you're facing an increase. Maybe you need to market your plans. Maybe discuss a new contribution strategy. Maybe it's time to think outside the box and maybe add some additional benefits. So all sorts of decisions out there for business owners this time of year when it comes to renewals, which of course leaves me just absolutely scrambling for those employers to help them get those done and enrolled in a timely manner. So that's all exciting and fun. The next one, so we'll talk about Medicare. So AEP, so that's the annual Medicare enrollment period, will start October 15th. So that's the one time a year that you can actually switch from your Medicare Advantage to another Medicare Advantage, or maybe you want to leave Advantage and try to get back into Supplement, leave Supplement, get into Advantage. That is your time to do so for January 1. So that opens October 15th and ends December 7th. There's still a lot to be settled this year when it comes to AEP, which is not odd. It's usually almost October 1st before I really know what this year's market will look like for that. So sometimes you have players exit the field, or maybe they enter, plans get blown up. That happens a lot in the Advantage space because maybe the plan was too rich and they've decided they're going to take back some of those benefits that they gave you, some of the free dollars. Maybe it's your over-the-counter quarterly allotment, or I don't know, maybe it's your exercise dollars, who knows, but there are always changes happening in that market. So if you are, regardless of whether you're in a Supplement, Medicare Advantage, maybe you're reaching that age, now's the time to reach out and talk to someone and make sure you're in the right product for you. I do know somebody, if you need someone.
We do know somebody.
And I do think here over the next couple of months, I will actually have some virtual and some in-person, like Medicare 101 seminars, so that you can learn more about it. Marketplace, that's the last one we're going to talk about. So a lot of changes to the marketplace this year. With the signing of the big beautiful bill, and I know we've discussed this, there will be changes to subsidies. So there was a lot of COVID money that was feeding large dollar amounts into subsidies for marketplace insurance. Those are not renewed with the big beautiful bill. So subsidies will be decreasing, which means if you are on a marketplace plan and you've been receiving a subsidy, it is highly, highly likely that your premiums will go up next year because your subsidy is going to decrease. You also need to actively enroll this year. So what that means is you need to get with a broker. I know one.
We know one.
We know one. Or if you have a healthcare.gov site, you feel comfortable doing that on your own. You need to actively participate, enroll, fill out your subsidy information, because those who don't, those who passively enroll, meaning I'm just going to stick with my same plan, there's now a $5 penalty per month if you haven't done that. So that's it. They're supposed to be starting January 1. Okay. So I think that's important for everybody to know. I mean, I realize $60 is $60, but I mean, that's, 2 dozen eggs, so why not?
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
So things you can save yourself $60 a year if you just actively enroll, or use a navigator or a broker to help you do so. And if you're on an Aetna plan, we've been talking about this for months, because Aetna announced a few months ago that they would be leaving marketplace insurance because it is not profitable business for them. That means if you currently have an Aetna plan, you have to sign up for a different plan on January 1st. That open enrollment period, I believe, starts, it's November. I had it in my notes that I forgot after my car wouldn't start and I caught a train on my way here. It's been that kind of morning.
Yeah.
Those are my updates. So, I mean, not a ton. This is the time of year when I talk about the same 3 things over and over, but just making sure everyone's prepared as we start to look at fourth quarter and starting out January 1, new and fresh and ready to go.
One thing you mentioned was, open enrollment for Medicare, I think you said was October 15th,
yes.
Right? How long does that window stay open?
December 7th.
So you've got a little over a month, month and a couple weeks then to get enrolled.
To make your changes. And I tell anyone, if let's say you've been in we're going to call it a UHC plan for 5 years on Medicare Advantage, and you think you're good. I mean, it's quite possible that there are newer plans with better benefits for you. When it comes to Advantage plans, it's all about taking advantage of the Advantage plan and all the bells and whistles that come with that. So if that's you, I highly encourage you to reach out to someone just to make sure you're still in the right spot. Also, networks change all the time if you're in an Advantage plan. So making sure that your doctors are in network, your preferred hospital is in network, your pharmacy is in network, all of those things are really important.
Yeah, okay. Also, I know we've mentioned this on the podcast before, but tell me again, you've got to enroll by, was it 2 months, 6 months before your 65th birthday?
Oh.
What's the enrollment?
No, enrollment's kind of strange. So as you turn 65, a lot of people assume they have to sign up for Medicare. The truth is, you actually don't. If you're not going to retire, you're going to continue working, you're typically okay. There are some exceptions to that rule if you're working for a small employer, but I'm not going to go into those details. If that's you, we definitely need to talk, because there are some concerns with staying possibly on the work plan if you're eligible for Medicare, if you're working for an employer that I believe has 20 or under employees. But typically, you're going to turn 65. You actually have that initial enrollment period is a total of 8 months.
Okay.
Nope, 7 months. You have the 3 months prior to your birth month, the month of your birth month, and the 3 months after.
Okay.
And that's when you can sign up for, Part A. Typically, that's your hospitalization. Most people just go ahead and sign up.
Yeah.
Part B, if you're employed, you have an employer plan, you really don't have to sign up for Part B at that time. But should you decide to quit work post 65, we do need to get you signed up for Part B. And then you're signing up for either your supplement plan or your Advantage plan in addition to that, to kind of cover all of the gaps that A and B don't cover.
Yeah. Okay.
So 7-month window typically from 3 months prior to 3 months after when you turn 65. The exception to the rule is always going to be if you're still working, but seek out a professional and talk about what your options are at that point.
Okay, good information. I know your world is about ready to get crazy.
Oh, it's going to be so fun. So it's already started.
Yes, has it?
It really has, yeah. So I have, I educate a large employer. I take all of their employees close to retirement, and every October go in and do one large virtual seminar and then spend 2 days on site doing one-on-one meetings. And we've already started those for this fall. And we do those for multiple large employers plus all of our, just individuals
Your
that
one-
we,
your one
that we know
onesies,
along the
yeah.
way. So it's about to get crazy. Taking all my vacation before October 1st.
Well, I've learned a lot already today.
See, there you go, Bill.
This was very, very worthwhile.
Well, I'm going to talk about kind of the outlook maybe till the end of the year. And I'm going to be brief because I want to clear the runway for our guests today.
Oh, we're
because
so excited.
I know I am too because of the Fall Fun Fest.
Yep.
I'm going to talk a little bit here just, volatility. Webster, the dictionary, they say the definition of volatility is a tendency to change quickly and unpredictably. And, that's kind of what the market did a little bit, in the first half, right? Trump came in office in January. We saw the markets kind of, take off. Hey, we kind of think, he's going to mirror that, first term, right? And so, we kind of see the path, right? Because each president, when they come in, it sets their own rules and the market follows. Well, then came, hey, here comes the, tariffs. And then you saw March, April, we saw the market, it misbehaved a little bit, come March and April. And, and as countries were coming to the table, renegotiating, then we saw the markets kind of, taking off, So, the second half, we're going to see probably a little choppy waters, I feel, and that's kind of the outlook. In the first half, we knew these companies, we knew tariffs. We've talked about the tariffs on the podcast before. A lot of companies brought in, products from overseas before tariffs really took effect, and so now we're, you're seeing some of the shipping. If you look at the ports, you can see that the shipping is down a little bit, and so a lot of those companies have already brought in their products, and so we see that slowing down a little bit. We may see an uptick in inflation a little bit with the new tariffs in place and everything that was brought in before. We didn't have tariffs on it, so we could just see a little bit of a bumpy ride the rest of the way this year. But I still think everybody, even as the analysts, are saying, hey, look, we still see this year ending on a positive note. We don't see anything.
I'd like to hear that.
Yeah, we don't see anything really out there that's going to disrupt the markets. That's kind of all I had. If you want to read more about the outlook, you can go to my website. I'm going to post white pages on my website that you can go out and read more about the outlook for the second half of the year. So
I'm trusting you.
You're trusting me.
I am.
There we go.
I'm trusting you.
Trust me. So, but how I always like to just throw a little fun fact in there before I exit stage.
Am I going to have to guess anything?
No, you won't. I'm
Okay.
just going to read. So this is through July 30th. So consistent gains. The S&P 500 closed above its 20-day moving average for the 67th straight day. Okay. It's the fifth longest streak since at least 1953. After the 8 prior streaks that lasted at least 60 trading days, at least 60 trading days ended, the S&P 500's median gain over the next 12 months was 14%. So with gains 7 of the 8 times. So right now we're on the 67th straight day. Well, this was back in July. Actually, I think we're still over that number. But the year has ended with at least a 14% gain, 7 out of 8 times.
Okay.
So
our odds, odds are with us.
Right.
On
So
this
back
one.
to the choppy waters. If history repeats itself, we're still looking, at potentially some decent gains this year. So nothing is for sure.
Right.
But anyway.
It's interesting, I've noted every time there's some sort of news about tariffs, it affects, the market.
Oh,
and I'm like,
China comes to the table,
Right.
And then the market likes that. And,
when the unemployment numbers come out, right? Then and I don't know. I think it's because news is on 24/7, right? You can't escape it. Yeah. So I think we know more, or at least more aware, than what we used to be. Also, it baffles me that somebody's job is to write that newsletter. You just, that's their job is
job.
67 days. Has anybody gone 67 days?
Yeah, there's somebody for everything.
There is.
Yeah. And you mentioned it, markets don't like uncertainty. And that's why when you see news like that, markets don't like uncertainty. They like, this is it right here. And you throw a wrinkle in there and the markets they just don't like that.
Yeah,
So,
that's
anyway.
actually like being married to my husband. He also he likes
Just like
he likes the
that.
plan.
Right.
He likes
I'm right
everything
here.
just the way it's supposed to be. Yeah. So
Speaking of Brian,
yes, no.
No,
As
still
far
hasn't
as I
watched the
know,
podcast.
no, still hasn't
Okay.
watched the
he
podcast.
hasn't watched our podcast.
Oh, no?
No,
We're
he
11
claims-
episodes in.
Yeah,
so.
he claims to be my number one fan, but we'll see.
Okay.
Maybe he's just really bored by insurance and health insurance, or insurance and markets.
Markets,
Yeah,
He's gonna
he's
love
just,
Fall Fun Fest.
Yeah.
yeah,
right.
he is. He does
Oh,
love
here
the
we
Fall
go.
Fun
Yeah,
Fest,
yeah,
so I think we'll be okay.
Well, that's going to lead me right into
Yeah,
our
I'm
next
excited.
our guest here. Our guest is the man behind one of Blue Springs' favorite hangouts, Side Pockets Bar and Grill here in Blue Springs. Bill has turned this local spot into the place for great food, cold drinks, big screens, and friendly games of pool. He's built more than just a bar and grill. He built a community hub where people come to relax, celebrate, and connect. Welcome to our podcast.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so
Thank you.
excited to have you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you know, Bill. I know. First of all, you're a Blue Springs Chamber member, and so you're the chairman of the Fall Fun Fest. But before I get started, I want to first say congratulations to you, the City of Blue Springs, Side Pockets, for securing the Pool National Championship.
Oh,
No,
yes,
yes.
that international.
Yes,
International.
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
We just got done with a giant event. It's with a company called Ultimate Pool, where we brought in international players from all over the world, and for about 4 days in July, and we'll have it again next year.
Okay.
About 500 of your closest friends. They're all weekend long, and it was just absolutely amazing. You had some of the best players in the world descending on Blue Springs, and in the pool community, it was really, really neat.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. We were very, very fortunate and grateful to have it.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah, and I know that you'd mentioned it before, and I think I talked to you about it before. But congrats. That's huge for Blue Springs. I mean, it's international, right? And
Well, it's going to be really exciting because next year, obviously, we have the World Cup, and it's just going to come on the very tail end of the World Cup. So you've got all this international community already over here, and then the pool tournament's going to happen about a week and a half after that.
After World Cup.
So we're just going to kind of expand and just keep going with the international flavor that's going on next year in Kansas City. So it's
cool.
going to be, and a lot of those guys I think may be coming over early so they can experience some World Cup stuff. Huge soccer fans, and then we'll have the tournament after that. It's really exciting.
Yeah. Well, once again, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. I have to ask a question. For those that have never been to Side Pockets, how many pool tables do you have?
We have 27 tables.
27 tables.
23 of the quote-unquote bar box, which is a 7-foot table. We have 4 of the 9-foot tables. And then we have, it's kind of my pride and joy, we have a 110-year-old snooker table. And it's really neat. I mean, it is, it's an old Brunswick table. And what I love to think about is, like, what's the history behind this?
Yes.
Where were people in the 1930s? Was Tom Pendergast playing around this table?
Let's say
while
yes.
he was,
Let's just go with yes.
Yeah, I'm going to go with yes. While he was making some sort of deal in Kansas City. It's just things like that that's really, really neat. And when you look at the table, it's built it's so amazing. The craftsmanship's amazing. It weighs literally a ton, and it's
so it's not moving.
No.
anytime
It hasn't
soon.
moved anywhere in about 15 years, but it's really, really neat.
Yeah. Well, cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, once again, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So let's jump into this Fall Fun Fest.
All right.
Let's
talk about it.
Yeah, coming up the 19th.
The weekend of the 19th of September.
Right? Yeah. So tell us a little bit about what we can expect this year. With the Fall Fun Fest. I think the theme this year is around the world.
Around the world, absolutely. So Fall Fun Fest is just the happening in Blue Springs every year. It is such a great community event. It is completely and solely put on by the Blue Springs Chamber of Commerce. Yep. And although I'm chairman, the last thing I would ever do is take credit. Their staff over there is absolutely unbelievable. They work tooth and nail all year long to put on this event for the city, and in conjunction with the city, and so many volunteers, amazing vendors, just everything from the youth who do like the dance studios, do all kinds of things. The parade, which you know so well.
Yes, you do.
As well.
And there's just so many neat things that happen. We do live music at night, which is open to everyone, and we can talk about that in a little bit. But there's just something for everyone. Great food, games, an amazing carnival.
Yep.
Midland Carnival has been coming in the last few years, and they have really upped our carnival game. It's really, it's just, when you come, it's a slice of Americana, in my point of view. And you walk down Main Street, and someone's eating a turkey leg, and you've got a basket of fries, and you just look down, and it's just really kind of magical.
Yeah, I agree. You mentioned, the chamber staff, right?
Yes.
And Shelby, Trish, Laura, Becca, Rose.
Cannot say enough about them.
No, they and a lot of the participants that come to that don't realize, the work that goes into the Fall Fun Fest.
Absolutely.
Right? Here we are. We start in March is when we start our meetings up. And start preparing.
Absolutely.
And realize that we're working, as you said, we're working with CJC. We're working with the police, for safety.
Absolutely.
We're working with the city.
Oh yeah, I mean, and I think a lot of people, as I said, don't necessarily realize. They think it's that the city puts it on, and the city is so vital to it. But this is really the largest fundraiser for the year for the Blue Springs Chamber of Commerce, which is a complete and total, nonprofit organization, made to help all of the business in Blue Springs. So it's a huge undertaking, and it's really done for all of the right reasons, and it's really exciting.
Yeah, it is. I know it's a great event. Every year I think we all help. I know, Bill, you've been chairman for a while. I don't know how long you've been the chairman,
but 16 years.
Obviously, I know. When you run the meetings, if you're well ran. Usually it's allotted an hour, but Bill gets us out of there because
I'm a sucker. I can't say no. That's why.
Yeah, I know, right?
Right?
My name's on the parade.
Right?
So yeah, but one thing about we were talking about like the parade. The chamber's really. Over the last couple of years, really tried to, accommodate, a lot of different, avenues, I guess I should say. Like with the parade, for instance, we have a quiet zone now. Because
yes, last year I think was the first year with the quiet zone, and it was packed.
Yeah. Oh, was it?
Yeah, it really was. So you could tell that. That was important for families to have a space where maybe young children or
sensory.
Yeah, those with sensory. Disorders, just a spot where they could go and still enjoy all the fun. And it was great to watch. As the floats, we'll call them, turn the corner, it was just silence. And the kids really just enjoyed being able to see everything, but maybe not having to cover their ears. Jackson County Tow didn't honk a single horn. So it worked out really well.
They can sit and look at those amazing tow trucks as they come by, because you've got like
they love the lights.
20 of these huge, awesome tow trucks. But it can get loud at times.
Yeah. It can.
So that's also a neat thing that I think the people who are running the festival take into account. All of these things every year, they're looking to make sure it's better, it's accommodating. They make sure that safety plans are in place, like you said, with CJC and the city. And it's just really neat to see that it's very proactive. It's a very proactive festival.
Yeah. It's funny because you say they turned the corner. It was crowded down there. Last year in that quiet zone. I always tell people, Bill, you're in the same boat as I am.
I never see it.
I never see the parade.
No, I'm always at the beginning.
Right. We can tell you everybody that's in the parade.
Right.
But, we've never seen the parade.
Eric, what does it cost to enter the parade?
It's like $30.
Yes, that's what I thought. I thought it was really minimal to have your, float or whatever
business,
it may be. Put your business in there. I think it's just neat to see everybody come out and have a good time. And
the parade is the one part of the festival where everybody comes together. On Saturday morning, during different parts of the fest, you've got different days that different things happen. But that's the day when everyone comes together, from the city leaders to the high school marching bands to so many of the different vendors, but then you've got the dance places and the karate studios and
BMX bikes
and the clown
the roller
studio.
rinks.
roller
rinks.
And what's really neat,
rats.
and what I love about the parade is there's always a theme. So this year it's around the world. So it's really, you can get really creative when you're talking about doing different things from multicultures and things like that. It's really going to be, I think that, because you always come up with themes during the parade. I think that should be really fun this year.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, and I think this year too at the main stage, which is down toward, I guess it's the Main Street. The 7 Highway end is where the main stage is. There will be cultural displays this year.
Yes.
So to go with the theme, which I think that will be really, really neat. I know there will be some Polynesian fire dancers.
Oh, wow.
So I think
cool.
there will be some really neat stuff happening down there. Of course, Bill's really good at handling the beer situation over in the beer garden. So
they stick me with what I know.
They do. And we've got music there Friday night and Saturday night.
So we do. It's really exciting this year. We have on the main stage in the beer garden, which is open to everyone. It's not just 21 and over.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah.
So and it's free to get in. Yeah. So there's no cover. If you're over 21, obviously you get wristbanded. But we want it to be a family experience and to have fun. And so everyone can come in and dance. It's always actually great when the bands are playing and you always see some little kids dancing in front of the stage. And this year it's really exciting because we have 4 bands that are playing. And 2 of the bands are bands that played at the community stage for the last few years, and they've kind of moved up in the world. So it's really kind of cool. So these are community bands. The opening bands this year are community bands that have everyone's kind of watched them and like, these guys are really good. So on Friday night you have the Parkville Alley Cats.
Yep.
Which obviously coming from Parkville, and I happen to know a couple of those guys, and they are just awesome, and they're going to have a lot of fun. And then you have Headed East, which is a true old school classic rock band. They had a couple of really huge hits back in the 70s and 80s, and they're going to be a lot of fun. They bring a lot of energy, and it's going to be great. And then on Saturday night, you have Sworn to Secrecy, which is another local band who everyone has raved about for the last few years. And then following that is a huge local star, David Nail, who people are really, really excited about. There's a lot of buzz generating about him. And so I think it's going to be a lot of fun in the beer garden this year.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have a really good time. It's always sponsored by County Beverage, which is the Budweiser distributor here in Jackson County. But I know there's going to be margaritas and all kinds of good stuff, and then tons of soft drinks and non-alcoholic beverages too. But it's always a really good time in there. It's kind of a great way to end your evening after enjoying the fest, and then everyone can come in, get together, listen to good music, and have fun.
Those bands, I can't wait to hear those bands play and reactions.
I think the music sounds great this year.
Yeah.
I think I have a I call it beer slinging shift on Saturday.
Excellent.
During bingo. So I think there's maybe bingo around 1 o'clock. So I don't know. I need to check my schedule, but I never pass up a chance to pour beer. So I will. I'll be there.
Well, let me put my plug in on that. If you would like to volunteer, we would love to have you. Yeah. It's actually anywhere in the fest. We always will take volunteers, but volunteers in the beer garden, if you're over 21, is a great time. It just gets really high energy. Everyone has a lot of fun, and I normally have to. If your shift is like from 7 to 9, at 9 o'clock, I'm like, you guys ready to be done? No, this is great. We're good.
It is a lot of fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
So thank you for volunteering on that.
Of course, it's my favorite part. And then Sunday, I'm going to put in a plug for my committee. Sunday, we turned the beer garden into the dog garden.
Yes.
So that will start with puppy yoga at 9:30. No other dogs allowed. Obviously, the puppies are small. Hopefully many of you are familiar with Lisa Lacombe from Yoga Journeys, but she will be doing puppy yoga starting at 9:30. I think it's $15 to come do puppy yoga. And then following that, we will have I'm sure we'll have a demonstration of some sort. There will be all sorts of, we're using like a doggy passport type. It's around the world. We've got, different stations that are themed for maybe different countries. So bring your pups on a leash. I think it's also maybe $15 to get in the door. There will be a pageant, a doggy pageant.
Aww.
I'm sure there's some cute, quirky name I can't think of to go along with that. But we'll have a grand bark show who will, I think they pick who wins. I think Jerry Kaler is going to be our MC for the day.
So it's great to have Jerry.
Yeah, it's a great way to utilize the space, but get everyone out with their dog, show them off, bring them in costume, whatever you want to do. If you've got a cool trick, bring that out to show us. But we're looking forward to welcoming our dog community also.
How fun!
Absolutely.
I know. Last year, I think it was first year for that. And
it rained, but we made it work, and it was really successful. So we're really hoping this year that we get some more attendees. It was so fun to see the dogs all, dressed up. I think DOG Obedience, they bring out a little like obstacle course to run your dog through. So it's a great little place. Blue Springs is a very dog friendly community, and we wanted to make sure that we had a spot for the pod friends to come out too. So
absolutely.
Yeah. I know one thing you just mentioned, hey, it was new last year was the dog the dog garden. Also was the youth market. I do believe that was new last year.
Yes,
the youth market.
That is really fun. So it's what they've really tried to do for the last couple of years is go after really to promote youth entrepreneurs.
Yeah. Yes,
people who are they're younger, usually high school age, who or maybe just right out of high school, looking to develop something new and to explore products and building something on their own, and they have this own little market of their own things that they make. It's really caught fire. And it was something we tried, and then we filled it right back up the next year. It's please go see that. Support our local youth, because they've worked really, really hard, and they have some really neat stuff to show up over there.
Yeah, and I think there's still some spots available too.
I think
if your kid sells something, makes something, wants to be a part of that, I think the only no is food. They can't do food items, I believe, and that's a health department thing. But I don't know whether. Who knows? Kids are so creative and have so much, access through the internet on tutorials, and so who knows what we'll come up with. But if you have anybody interested, reach out to the chamber office. They can get you set up with a booth there, and we'll make sure to stop by and check it out.
Definitely support. That's great.
Yeah, and then I think one of the last things on Sunday are our friend Bobby Hines at Sandy's Restaurant. He does the car show. He does the car show on Sunday, which is always a pretty big hit too.
The car show is fantastic. It's on Main Street, and every year it's everyone just, it's a really nice way to kind of bookend the fest. And you come down there and you see all these beautiful cars lining Main Street on both sides. Bobby, as everything he does a terrific job with his team, and it's a lot of fun. It's a fun way to do it, and I don't think that we have any conflict with the Chiefs this year. So it's
didn't even check.
I always check. So it's a great way to spend your Sunday and check out the fest from that side, and then you've got the carnival literally just hop, skip, and a jump away. So it's a fun way on Sunday.
I love a good car show. I grew up going to them. My stepdad rebuilt cars, so we would go. I like a good muscle car. So
I see a lot of those.
Good 60s, early 70s.
Yeah,
you do see quite a few of those down there. So I think we kind of covered a little the fest. I mean, obviously the vendors. I know it seems like each year it's just getting a little bigger and bigger. The side streets, they're getting more vendors down the side streets. And we get a lot of repeats. Always you're going to see Timothy.
You get your Timmy burger. Absolutely.
Turkey legs are going to be there. The Potato Hut.
My biggest plug is please come out. It's all weekend long, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Come out for whatever thing that is exciting to you. There's so many local vendors. that you check out as you go up and down the street. So many, like every once in a while, you walk away with something so cool that you've never seen before. And it's and as I said, it's just a slice of Americana. So whether or not you want to listen to music, whether you want to go to a carnival, see a great parade, a great car show, I think there's kind of something for everything. And then don't also forget our Main Street businesses, because all of the businesses up and down Main Street are so good to let us have a festival on in front of their businesses. We want to really support them too.
Yeah, good
call. So please support them also.
Yeah, so cool. Well, anything else we want to add to the Fall Fun Festival?
My gosh, I think we covered
I know, right?
everything.
So.
I just know that weekend I'm just not available, right? Because I'm going to be either participating or volunteering, right? Every single day, all day long. We've been in Blue Springs for 25 years now, and we have been going to the Fall Fun Fest for all of those years. My kids grew up loving it, looking forward to it. I do love that I don't have to take the kids anymore. Now I get to enjoy the festival. But I have a grandson now, so we'll take him and let him do the parade and enjoy all the stuff. Yep.
What's funny is, talking about kids, right?
Yeah.
And so you and I talked about you help with the parade on Saturday mornings, but my kids, I would drag them up, but they would come up and help me with the parade.
Yeah.
Help line, entries up, and help people find their parade. And my daughter, she's 24. Dad, when's the Fall Fun Fest? When's the parade? She's home from college now. When she was gone, she couldn't help me, but now she's back. She said, "Dad, when is it? Because I want to help with the parade."
That's
so
awesome.
Speaking of kids,
that's
right.
But now that she's a little bit older, that's a nostalgic memory that she wants to be a part of.
Yeah.
Yep.
She wants to come back and be a part of it. That's kind of what I think Fest is all about.
Right, exactly. And as you said earlier, it does take hundreds of volunteers.
So many volunteers and so many hours. I even think about, those chamber ladies work a full week at the chamber, and then they're setting up, starting, I don't know, as early as Wednesday, trying to block off roads, and then they've got cleanup on Monday.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
They do such an amazing job.
Yeah. How many years, Bill, has it been going on,
It's over 50.
Yeah, I know.
Because it used to be Bushwhacker Days.
Oh, okay.
That was the original name of the fest, and they celebrated their 50th a few years back.
Yeah.
So I'm not exactly sure the exact amount now, but it's been going on for over 50 years.
50 years.
Wow.
And it used to be, I guess, I didn't even know this, but way back in the day it was over in Pink Hill Park and this and that, and it finally kind of moved down to Main Street Americana, which I think is the right spot for it.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, 50 years. So, well, Bill, we can't let you get out of here without our hot seat question. We always have a hot seat question.
Hot seat question.
It's not that hot. But
Okay.
But I know you just recently came back from a little vacation down at the Ozarks.
Yep.
So when you're down at the Ozarks, do you like to get out on the boat? Do you like to do a little golf? Or you shopping?
I'm a lake guy.
You're a lake guy.
Like to be on the lake, in the lake, around the lake. I want to be fishing, either boating, tubing, on the water.
On the water.
Okay.
Absolutely.
He's a water rat.
I am. I'm a definite water rat.
Okay. All right.
100%.
Okay. All right. Tara,
If I'm at the Lake of the Ozarks, I am 100% floating in the water, getting a suntan.
Okay.
Most likely with an adult beverage in the hands.
Touche.
We found out we were both at the lake this last weekend. It was a great time to be there. Weather was great. There's something, I love the Lake of the Ozarks. I love the lake. I love the water. I love it so much. I'm going to talk to my financial planner about how I get myself a lake house.
There you go.
Found one I want. So.
There you go.
Right.
Excellent.
We might have to get a TP and some plants. No, just kidding. But
How about you?
I'm not a water person.
Sure.
I say you didn't grow up at a lake. I know where you grew up, right?
I grew up in a little bitty town.
No lake.
Yeah. If I go down there, I just want to relax.
Yeah.
Maybe play a little golf.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah, well, there's so much to do down there.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah, you can do a little shopping.
Yep.
It's funny when I was thinking of the hot seat question. Like Silver Dollar City, I met I haven't been to Silver Dollar City since
I don't think you
was
could
a
pay me to
kid.
go.
Well, the one time I think that's really fun to go is actually in the wintertime at Christmas.
That's what people tell
The
me.
Christmas lights. I took my niece and nephew there a few years ago, and it happened to be a nice weekend in December where it was like in the 50s and 60s. The Christmas lights were really kind of unbelievable.
Yeah.
Really.
And and it wasn't nearly as crowded
Right.
and fun, but all the roller coasters were going and this and that, and that was kind of cool.
That was cool. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard also Halloween. I've heard.
Oh, I'm
that's-
sure, yeah.
I've heard
Oh, I
that
bet
too.
that would be fun.
Yeah. I've
Yeah.
heard that. But yeah, I haven't been down there since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're not a water person, like not even a swimming pool water person?
Not really. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not a, you know.
Okay.
I mean, to each his own.
Yeah, right. Yeah. If you talk to my wife and my two kids, I mean, they love a pool and
Right.
water.
Right.
And I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, all right. Well, Bill.
Thank you so very
Oh,
much.
thank you for coming.
for
Yeah.
inviting me.
Yeah,
very
no
much.
problem. Appreciate it. Get out and support the Fall Fun Fest the week of the 19th.
Yes.
Tara Lavelle, Von Fire Insurance. Like I said, once again, Bill Fickle, Side Pockets Bar and Grill here in Blue Springs. I'm Eric Sporing with ECS Capital Investments. We'll see you on the next episode. Take care. Bye.
Bye.